And the fake husband, per my research, has been an SP supporter who spoke highly of SP. And that fake husband has multiple accounts across multiple different platforms. I do know who the fake husband is. I am not going to share that information. I have received a message from him, and he threatened me, or that person threatened me. I'll share that. So it started out, the account started out as Nikki's Upgrade, and I thought, oh, that's great. Nikki deserves love. If Nikki has found love, I was happy for her. And then I began questioning some of the comments and the posts. They just seem odd. It seems very obsessive because they're only videos of her. There was a picture posted of who was supposed to be Billy, but it was more grainy. There was captions over it. There are no pictures of them together. I did call Nikki because I was concerned, because she is vulnerable. And I did ask questions. And I wanted to know if she met him in real life. And the answer was she had not met him in real life. They talked over the phone. Give me a second, y'all. I have some notes here, and these might help me. Most recently, those accounts were claiming that they were married, and I knew that that was not true. And then there was a post stating that there was going to be this big announcement that was going to shock everyone. That announcement was that the daughter does not belong to Chris, and it belongs to Nikki's fake husband. How can she belong to Nikki's fake husband when Nikki had never met this person in person? I have questioned, but I'll get to that as well. So their explanation was that they met when she worked at the bank many years ago, and that he would visit her while Chris was on travel. Now, I have a big problem with this because everybody knows that for almost a year, I have fought tooth and nail to stop SP from exploiting that child. And now I feel that the fake husband and Nikki are doing the same thing, and I believe that they are doing it because there appears to be an obsession with hurting Chris. And that's not healthy. I have had conversations with her. I have strenuously encouraged her to move on, stay off of social media, move on with your life. She had accomplished good things since she has left him. You know, the children are happy, and that makes me happy. But to get on here and make an announcement that is a lie isn't acceptable. I will not support that. I do want to say I'm not bashing her. I don't want this to be a bash Nikki session. However, I would no longer support her. I did reach out to Nikki once I found some information. Otto, if you don't mind coming up to show some screenshots. When I first saw the post regarding the child not being Chris's, I was very upset, and I did reach out to Nikki. And basically, I shared that it is a shame. I asked her, what is going on? Why is this being posted? Why are you allowing this? And I'm going to refer to him as the fake husband. Why are you allowing the fake husband to post this about your child? I think that's a very poor choice. She is a grown woman. You're right. And I have no control over what her choices are, what she chooses to do. But I can choose whether or not I support it or I can choose whether or not I support it or I can choose whether or not I support it or I can choose whether or not I support it or I. Okay, so this is the second account this person has. Billy, Nikki's husband, 01. And you can see, now this person claimed that they hadn't been on TikTok for a while. This account was started February the 14th of 2024. So that person has been on Reddit for a while. And then if anyone isn't familiar with Reddit, right here on the left it says post, and then it says comments, and then it says about. So if you click on post, you can see any post that Reddit page has ever posted. If you click on comments, you can see any comments. Not hear me? Can you guys hear me okay?
I can hear you, but I don't know if it's different for people in the chat.
It seems to be every time I put someone in the box. It's muffled for some can hear. Out of the box for just a second, then I'll have you right back up. I want to see if that's
Okay.
it. Okay. All right. All right. How is it now for? I'm right next to the speaker. And I have the volume turned all the way up. Okay, hold on a second. Let me try something. Okay, how about a little lower but clear? Okay, I have my volume all the way up. Testing. How's that? Better? Okay. All right, so I did some research. The account that he posted on in Reddit, this person was very, very vile. To the people that were asking questions are people that have supported Nikki. Yeah, Mike, that seems to be the problem when I put someone in the box. So maybe what I'll do, Otto, is have you come in and then hop back down, and then we'll go to the next. I'll talk a little bit, and we'll go to the next screenshots. Screenshot that I found with an account, they apparently forgot that they had used it to post as Billy, Nikki's fake husband. Nikki's fake husband. Nikki's fake husband. Okay, Ellen, are you able to make out what I'm saying, Ellen? In and out. Okay, I'm gonna stay right next to the microphone. Is this any better for y'all? Okay, I'm gonna wait for Otto to come up and show that screenshot. Yeah, it's odd how it seems to be okay for some but not others. Hi, Marty.
Okay. You want the next one?
Yeah, so first I just wanted to prove that this person has had this Reddit account since February the 14th of 2024. Okay, and see the name on the first screenshot was the same as the name at the very top of this screenshot. So it's the exact same account, and you can see where they posted as Billy, as Nikki's fake husband. As Nikki's fake husband. As Nikki's fake husband. And is supportive of SP. It's one of the most stellar scam page, and also followed the Jen scam page on Reddit. Can you read what they said since SP?
Are you on this screenshot here?
I can't see it. I can't see it.
1 year plus 4 years plus. She is really, if she thinks anyone is, see, I made it smaller. I made it in the box. Let me see if I could, that the original one will fit.
Okay. If it's laggy, everybody tap the screen, please. There we go. That's better.
Okay.
Now, if this count goes down, I'm going to go live on my backup, which is exactly the same name as this one, except it has O2 behind it. It's Chris Tell the Truth 02. Okay, but you can see here, well, where this person was clearly acting as though they're Billy, who they are claiming is Nikki's husband. Okay, go on to the next screenshot, please, of the Reddit. The one where it says bad boy at the very bottom, if you could read that one.
He's another junkie who lies every time his mouth opens and talks big online and let me go to the next screenshot.
Yeah, the one that includes SP.
Okay, I'm trying to find it. All right, this one mentions her. I have never been involved with this SP.
No, that's not it.
Okay. Well. Okay, I got this one. Okay. And I don't see anything with SP in this one.
Right. It's gonna be at the very. It's the very one of the last comments on the Reddit screenshots.
Oh, on this one?
Not that one. I don't believe. It's a short comment. It's not a long comment.
Okay. He's another junkie who lies every time his mouth opens and talks big online.
And won't. It mentions never would be a good woman like SP. Or
Okay, let me look because I did. Let me look at the smaller version of that.
Okay. My backup is exactly the same name as this page, except it has O2 behind it.
Oh, right here. Okay. He would never be any part of a good woman and community.
So this person 100% was a supporter of SPs. As of today, now I messaged Nikki and I the screenshots and I sent them to her by email twice. She that she didn't get them. I had them sent over again, so she definitely should have them. Definitely should have them. Definitely should have them. To Reddit today, the fake husband has now deleted himself from following that Jen account. And when you delete yourself from following an account, it looked like I'm not telling the truth. And I'm telling the truth because I got the screenshots before they changed it. I was very concerned. Can y'all hear me okay? I want to make sure I'm not muffled.
Yeah, I hear you fine.
Okay, so when I reached out to Nikki, I was very concerned. I told Nikki, I said, either somebody is fooling you or you're fooling me. I said, what the hell is going on? So I don't know what's going on. But what I do know is that this fake husband and Nikki are obviously just trying really desperately and obsessively to piss Chris off, and I don't support it. The post that they made regarding the child not being Chris's is where I drew the line. I was already upset regarding them claiming that they were married because I knew that they were not married because they had not met in person the last time I had talked to Nikki on the phone. So I don't know what they're up to. And they're on their own with it, and I'm just not going to support it. I'm not sure, Chrissy. I don't use Facebook. Okay, let's go to the message that Nikki's fake husband sent me to my account. Now she shared someone I trusted not to share my personal information with.
Is this it?
Has shared. No, it's a actual TikTok message.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This one?
Yes, I can't see it. Can you see it to read it?
Yeah. Okay. Tiffany, I don't know what your plans was, but me and Nikki wants to left alone. No more lives. No more talking about her and our kids. Nikki has not cried 1 second since we've been together. You say you want the best for them. Stop dragging them. Let me get the original one. Because like I said, I made it smaller so it fit in the box. But let me get the original one.
Okay.
Okay. Nikki has not cried 1 second since we been together. You say you want the best for them, them. Stop dragging them and up. I'm in love with her and our kids. Sorry, there's like an arrow on one word there that I can't read.
It says something about drama.
Yeah.
Stop dragging these. There's something in the drama.
Yep. So there's that one.
And then there's the rest of it.
Oh. With her and our kids, and we will not be broken by anyone. I have never been involved with this SP or mad, bad comments against Nikki, but I have watched videos of you talking bad about Nikki when you was running with this SP. All information has been churned over to my attorney, and whoever was that ran a NCIC on me, better hope they have a signed affidavit and a license. I'm not a TikTok bum. I have a business and paid lawyers. Leave us alone.
Okay. So you could see that they claim that they've never been involved with SP, but the screenshots that Otto showed you from Reddit proves that that person has been involved with SP. So do I know what's really going on? I have no idea. I know they're paranoid because they're basically threatening lawyers on me. And no, I don't have access to NCIC. That's for law enforcement only. I am not law enforcement. So I don't know what's going on, you guys. I have no idea. I just know that I'm not supporting it. Another thing I want to do is I do want to speak on the people who has trusted Nikki and believed in her. There was a small group that invited her into a private platform just for general chit chat as friends. I'm not going to share who they are, but at one point, Nikki asked if her fake husband could also be a part of that chat, and they also invited the fake husband in. Now, the people who trusted and believed in her they believed in her so much that they opened their lives up to her by sharing personal pictures, stories about their families, about their children, and these were all women. And Nikki's fake husband threatened to dox all of them. That's sick. Now, to compare, I don't think I've ever, y'all know I'm not a Chris supporter, but I'm just doing a comparison here. I don't think I've ever heard Chris threaten to dox anyone. This man wanted to be invited into a chat that Nikki was involved in it, and these women invited him in this small group and then made the threat to dox them all. Rammer, what I have heard from her, when I reached out to her, I voiced my concern about this person once I did my research and found that they have been an SP supporter. I have told her I feel like she's being fooled or taken advantage of, or either I'm being fooled. They're obviously fooling everyone because they're not married. The kid is not the fake husband. Ago that she had not met him in person. They're claiming that they met many years ago when she worked at a bank. And he claims that he took care of Nikki while Chris was away at work. So not only has the child been exploited by SP, she has now been husband publicly on social media. The kid's been humiliated enough on social media, and now these two went full Jerry Springer, Maury Povich, and questioned the paternity of the child. And in my opinion, there is no coming back from that. When I reached out to Nikki initially regarding my concern after I saw the post claiming that the child was not Chris's, the oldest child was not Chris's child, I was upset. I asked her basically, did she give any thought to this? What is happening? Why are you allowing someone to do this and post this about your child on social media? And did you even take Mackenzie into consideration? Mackenzie reads on social media that her sister's not her sister. Like, did they not think of anyone other than themselves? So this is a good example of always be very careful of what you share with people on the internet, because at the end of the day, there's someone on the internet, you know? We just really don't know. I know there's questions. Nana, I do feel betrayed. I feel that everything that I've done, when I started this page, it was to bring awareness to Chris, and then it evolved. Nikki left, and I've always wanted. My objective is always for the children to be in a safe place. Always. And they're graduation. They're out of that camper. They're with family, and I feel good about that. I'm not bashing Nikki. I'm confused. I don't know what's happening. I don't appreciate her fake husband sending me that message. I do know who they are, and I'm not going to share it. Don't cause a problem, and there won't be a problem. They can go on with their stories. The person, Britt, SP supporter, and I was able to prove that because I was able to find one of their other accounts on Reddit that they had also labeled Billy, Nikki's husband. Oh, so used that account to make posts as though he was Nikki's husband. Was to bring awareness to Chris, and then it evolved into bringing awareness to SP. My page has done its job, y'all. Chris is no longer is working, and I've known that for a little while. I was hesitant to put it out there. Because what we want these people to do is to get off of here, stop begging, stop taking advantage of people, and work. And I didn't want to risk someone. There would be people who would try and get him fired. He's not with a corporation. He's CEO of a company, but he is working a job that brings in money. So that's good. That's what we want. And we don't want to do anything to jeopardize him losing that job. We don't want him coming back to social media to beg. So I think it's pretty obvious that, Nikki wants Chris to sign his rights over, but that's all between them. That's between Nikki and him. My hands are washed. I'm done with it. Now, if Chris were to come back on here and start begging again, then obviously I would, I would continue to do awareness. If SP, I'm not done with SP. We still have work to do with SP. A lot of work has done with SP. I feel betrayed because I have spent, if someone asked me, and someone has actually asked me, how many hours have I put in to help Nikki with her situation? And I couldn't tell you. it's been days, nights, so many hours, an astronomical amount of hours. Do I regret it? No, I do not regret it at all because, as I mentioned, my objective was always for those kids to be in a good place. And they're with family. And I feel good about that. And they've done, wonderful in school. I want Nikki to be safe. I don't understand what's going on. I am very concerned, but she is an adult and she can make her and she can make her I can't. I just cannot support inspired. That's not what I stand on. That's where I draw the line.
Most to this whole situation is she just got out of a bad narcissistic relationship, and now it seems like if whatever's going on with this guy, it sounds really familiar.
It does, Otto, and that's immediately what my concern is because of, she was with Chris for 13 years and we know that it was not a healthy relationship. We know she went through a lot of shit living there with him. And the way this fake husband spoke to women on the Reddit, wanting to get into the cage with women? Like, are you serious?
Yeah, it's scary.
Alicia, or
This
Lisa?
one?
Yeah, that one. So they put in their account Billy Nikki's husband Nikki's husband 01 aunt comments. They did follow two pages, Chris's page and also the Jen page. And in the comments, they had comments in there that proved that they were an SP supporter.
Do you want me to show that?
Yes, please. For anyone who hasn't seen it.
Let me find it. Let me find it. I'm sorry. I gotta. It's not it.
All of those are posts that has been made by that same account.
I gotta find which one.
Okay.
All right, that was the first one, and that one don't have nothing about.
It's the one that has is the very last comment, and I think it was directed towards the bad boy account.
Okay, yeah, it was on the bottom of this one right here, but on that screenshot you can't see it.
Right.
So is it?
The smaller one out.
Yeah, I have to get this. Yeah, I have to get this. Yeah, I have to get this. And if you guys can't read it, it says he's another junkie who lies every time his mouth opens and talks big online and I think he meant to say won't, but says won't do shit. He would never be any part of a good woman and
They didn't cover their tracks very well, but they deleted that as of today. The deleted did that as of today, the deleted. They stopped following the Jen Snark page, which deleted their comments, but I had gotten screenshots of them, so I beat them. I was 2 steps ahead of them. But this person who sent me that message on TikTok, so all I'm going to say is don't fuck with me. I'm not going to fuck with you. And if you and Nikki can go and do whatever you choose to do, it's just my hands are washed of it. But I am concerned. I can't help but be concerned because this person has been associated with SP, and I'm concerned, and that's all I can say. All I can say. Because as Otto said, I feel that she is vulnerable and could be. She is vulnerable and could be taken. She is vulnerable and could be taken.
Of anything. I want to say I think you did a great job. I know this was very hard for you. So,
It has been hard. Thank you. Well, if she's already shared my first name, you can go ahead and post it. I don't care anymore.
okay.
But I hope that she will respect my privacy, and I will respect hers. But I did need to have this live just so that people would understand why I am washing my hands of the situation.
Yeah, Scat Pack, it was. I wasn't, I can't say that I was as close to her as Truth was. But I did support, I was there to support her a lot. I used to talk to her quite a bit. Lately, in a while, for a while. Lately, in a while, for a while, it's hurt to see this. It's hurt to see this. It really does.
Because I was concerned because I do, like I said, she is vulnerable, and I wanted to make sure that she was safe. And she had told me at that point that she had not met him in person. They had talked on the phone. So obviously, the the post that was made regarding the paternity of the child is not true. And I think that that's a very cruel thing to do, to claim that the child is not theirs when it obviously is.
Yeah, that's a very, very hurtful thing to say to anybody.
Yeah.
I know that personally. I'm not going to speak on it, but I know what that's like being told that.
And this could be a good turning point for me with my page because, Chris is no longer on here begging. If he comes back, I'll continue awareness. And I'm not going to stop with SP. There's still unfinished business with that. But I've kind of wanted to make some changes with my page. There are lives that I like to go into, but I go into it, and here I have Chris's picture as my profile picture. I have Chris's picture as my profile picture. And I've gotten blocked. I've gotten blocked. And I'm a female, but you know what I mean? So it seems kind of crazy. And I get blocked. And I was in one that I admire a lot. And one of my moderators was also in there. And I wanted to get into a box. And this was the creator's first time ever to go live. And so I asked if I could have a box. I said, I'm a PI also. Could I have a box? I'd like to come into your box. That's what I said. And I've learned not to say that because it doesn't come across very well. When you tell someone you want to come into their box, I've been corrected and told not to say that. But it just sounded kind of crazy because here I am with a man's picture claiming that I'm a female, and I immediately got blocked. So I messaged my moderator and I said, can you please help me out here? Explain to them the situation. Explain why I don't have my picture there. But yeah, I think I'm actually going to post my own picture. I'm going to change it. I haven't decided exactly what I'm going to do yet, but I'm going to kind of, I don't know, rebrand my page.
Hey, I want to make it clear too, just so everybody knows. I'm just going to say this. Nikki has never, ever, ever, not one time, ever asked me for anything, for any money or anything like that on the back end. Never. So I'm just going to, I want that to be clear. She has never, ever asked me for anything like that.
Yeah, she has never, ever, ever asked me for anything like that. I've only helped her. I've only helped her. So, and I did that because I wanted to, y'all. I wanted to help, and I feel good about what I've done. I feel very good about it. I feel very proud of what I've done, and I hope that Nikki appreciates what I've done for her and the children. That's all.
Yeah.
I hope that she appreciates it because it has taken a significant amount of my time and my emotions, my life, disregarding personal life so that I could work on those things, and it's been a lot. I know that we have some others that are in the...
Yeah, I'll drop, and then it's up to you who you let up or whatever.
Okay, thank you for coming out, and thank you for sharing those screenshots for me, Otto.
Absolutely, no problem.
Appreciate you. Here we have a few people that have been very close to the situation, and yeah, now I can relax and have some fun lives. Yes, not always have serious lives. He is working. He was working. He's no longer on TikTok begging, and I've known this for a little while. I have an announcement. To bed, but mentioned. Yes, that's the other thing. Nikki has blocked me. She has blocked Mackenzie, and she has blocked a couple of others that have been. And there also anyone else who was close, who felt close to her, who just has anything they would like to share. You're welcome to come up and share. Hi, Jill.
Hey, girl. Off.
Yep, and yes, she did block me.
But we thank you. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. Yes, and it's turned out to this. And we're here for you. Anything else that you need, you just let us know.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I'll drop and let somebody else up.
No, they're not back together. They're not back together. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate all of y'all. Dawn, is anyone else, would anyone else like to come up and share their feelings on this? Who has been close to the situation? No, I don't think they'll ever be back together. I think that, when people let hate overpower their judgments, and I think that that's what's happening in this case. So much hate my opinion is that she does have a lot of hate towards Chris, to the point where, they claimed, her and her fake husband claimed, that Chris was not even the oldest child. And I think that's a very disgusting thing to do to a parent, any parent, even Chris. Welcome up, Don. I'll recap in just a minute, Nellie.
Sorry, Truth, I was driving.
That's okay. I'll mute while you're
There's
talking.
been a lot of hours, a lot of people that have supported her, that have been there for her, but for the kids. A lot of long conversations, trying to encourage her. I think this all comes to a shock to a lot of people. My heart breaks for Mackenzie right now. This is very hard for her. Mackenzie and I have become very close through all of this. But I think the one thing I want to say, and I'm sure Nikki's listening, or Billy, or whoever, is I hope you understand the group of people you had that were supporting you and encouraging you and cheering you on along the way. And I hope you can reflect back on all the good things that were done to help you through this journey. And I hope that at the end of the day, you feel like you've made the right choice for you and your kids. Because there's a lot of people left. A lot of whys. And a lot of shock. And I started this journey a long time ago, supporting the kids. And the kids are okay. The kids are with family, and that's amazing. But I have to wash my hands of this. I have to say thank you to everybody that has stood by, so many people, so many hours of phone calls. But I just hope she realizes what she lost in the community she had. That's all.
Thank you, Dawn. And I agree. This is an emotional live. And, one thing that I'd like to say, to Nikki is that, look in the mirror, accept responsibility for Chris for 13 years and having 2 kids with him, and move on. Stop worrying about torturing Chris. And I would hope that no one would enable that.
To Marty, when I say the kids are with family, because she's near family, she's near her mom, she's near her other daughter, so they've got cousins, and they've got aunts, and they've got grandmas. They've got so much more than what they had at the camper. So that's what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, the kids have been happy, and that's what we all wanted. All of us wanted that, and the objective has always been and for the best interest of the children. So, but I am just, I can't deny that I'm not concerned about the situation. I am. I'm concerned about the situation because I don't know what the intentions of the fake husband is. I just know that there have been a lot of very strange posts and things don't make sense. So I don't want to see her taken advantage of by anyone. Because if she's taken advantage of and someone is not acting in her best interest, then that could also reflect on the kids. So I just hope that that's not happening. And someone asked if she's with an SP supporter. The person who is the fake husband was absolutely a supporter of SPs and that community. And they stated that they were on Reddit. So basically, the way I was, my initial research, I found one of the fake husband's Reddit accounts that was still the original name, but all of the posts that he had posted that were posted on Chris's page, the Chris Snark page was, as though he's Nikki's husband. And then he deleted it as of today, those yeah, she's not with Chris. It's obvious to me that that's the last person she wants to be with, and and I care about their best interest, and that's why I've done what I've done. And then maybe even over 3 years ago, and then everything that happened when SP started with the situation. So I hope that Nikki doesn't forget that.
I'm going to drop Truth. I'll be in the chat.
Appreciate you. She isn't. She's no longer on TikTok. And the last I checked, she had actually, I believe a little over maybe 2 weeks ago, a little over a week ago, on to YouTube. She wasn't on very long. There weren't very many people that came in. And Facebook, and she ended it. She wasn't on very long on that one. On SP, I have had someone else come forward to share that they also donated, and they shared the screenshots with me. So I'll post those for y'all to see. And SP did request money from them. So SP work is not done, y'all. I'll make that clear. I'm in shock too, Brett. It's been very, very hard for all of us. A lot of confusion. Very confused about some things that I don't understand. The influence that this person has on Nikki. But you have a woman who has the potential to be vulnerable. Everybody wants love. Someone gives you attention. and if that's what has actually occurred in this situation, because who knows what's real and what's not. I don't know what's real and what's not because of, the post that they were making. It's obvious that they. Does anyone have any questions regarding this? That was a long time ago, and she explained the situation. Her daughter actually came in and explained it as well. So Nikki had already explained that situation as well as her daughter. Nikki and Chris had moved away. Um, they did not take her with them, and she ended up living with her best friend, and she lived with them and finished school. I'm just going to do a really quick recap. Basically, these accounts that have been floating around Nikki's upgrade, and it then transitioned to Nikki's husband. They were pretending that they were married. I reached out to Nikki. I voiced my concerns. I had questions. And then the latest post that really helped me to make my decision to wash my hands of Nikki was when they claimed that the paternity, one of the children was not Chris's. And that's not true. Thank you, Sue. And so this was my live just to let everyone know that, Nikki's on her own now. Just because I will not support those behaviors and those choices. I think it's wrong. And I did tell everyone that Chris is working now. He may not have a job as a CEO, not a corporate job, but it is work and it does bring in money. And I haven't brought awareness on that because I knew that there would be some who may possibly try and reach out to the employer. I don't want to risk him losing that job because of that. And he's no longer on the app begging. So, our goal is for these apps and stop begging and to work. And so far, that's what he's doing. And if he does happen to come back onto the app and begin begging again, then of course I will continue awareness. Billy Doing that owns that one awareness page that was Nikki, playing two separate characters. Confirmed that it wasn't. It is a real person. It's not Nikki. It's a person. Yeah, encouragement. Absolutely. Oh, I did want to just mention something real quick, just to clear up, just in case anyone had ever, in one live, after my last live, someone had, I guess, assumed that I had been a part of SP's group, and it was even mentioned that I was maybe a moderator for SP at one point, and I wasn't. I've never been her moderator. I've never been a part of her community. I've never been a part of her group. And I'd said early on that I've never, when she started covering Chris, I did just remain cordial just to avoid any drama. So I've never been an SP supporter ever. She's off of the app, Diana, and That's where we want her to stay off of the app. Sassy, I'm not 100% sure I don't know what the intentions of this person is. Nikki has blocked me. She blocked Mackenzie, and she's blocked some others that have been close to this situation. And I want to reiterate and be very clear that I have no regrets, y'all, with what I've done to help. I did what, I thought was the right thing to do to help her and the kids the best that I could. I did my best. We want these people to work, and if that's what he's doing, onto the app asking for money. So I mean, I don't know, Carolyn, if he knows. I'm very, very fortunate, and I'm definitely grateful. It has. Thank you, Lake Life. Thank you, Tasha. I'm not going to speak on who Bad Boy is. As I mentioned, and as Otto showed in the screenshot, he did send me a message on TikTok, a threatening message. And all I had to say to that person is, don't cause any problems. There won't be no problems. That person has a lot to lose. So, well, I feel that way, Colt. But even if she did use me, we still accomplished good things, Um, getting the protective order on SP, although it didn't help, she still continued as a, um, the false allegations of trafficking. And my fight was needed. It was very necessary to try. And then when I saw the kid being exploited again, I absolutely had to draw that. I fought for the exploitation to stop for a year, and to see that happen, it literally made me nauseous. That's what it seems to be, Lisa. I try to do the right thing. We're all human. I think, I can admit that I've done some things that I regret doing. I shouldn't have done. I should have done differently. Should have handled it. We can't turn back time. We can't undo things that have been done. But I have definitely learned from things that I've done in the past, and I know what I won't do again. It's been a learning experience, and we learn every day. I mean, I learn every day in my job. I learn something new. New. definitely, we're none of us are perfect. Nikki and another person created Nikki's account. Someone created an account as Nikki's husband. They're claiming that they're married. That's not true. And then they were claiming that one of the children doesn't belong to Chris, and that the child was conceived many years ago when Nikki was working at a bank and Chris was away working. Was away working. And for that, let me see if there's anything else I wanted to touch on. So my live tonight, Mama, was basically just to let everyone know that I'm washing my hands of Nikki. She's on. Give me 1 second while I go over my notes. There may be something else that I wanted to talk about. I do want to also mention that, I have done everything that I could do for Nikki. And everything that I have done has been done in a legal manner. One moment, y'all. Yeah, I think, Nikki, just the whole attitude of this person, by claiming that, he was slipping through the back door, while Chris was away working, 13 years ago. And that's when the child was conceived. Like, he made her out to be, a low class hoe. Like, my voice just got crystal clear. Yeah, I have no idea why my microphone's been doing this. Good. Yes, it is. It is time to close this chapter. I'm going to make some changes to my pages. My videos aren't going away. I haven't decided exactly what I'm going to do. I definitely want to change my profile picture. I may even change my name. It may be called Tiffany Tell the Truth or Truth Awareness Page or something like that. I haven't decided yet. But yeah. But I would like to use my account to sometimes go into other lives, and I can't do that. I always get blocked because I go in with Chris's picture. And if Chris then we'll open up a new chapter. Thank you, Marty. Appreciate that. Did she stop talking to everyone? Yeah, she blocked us just as of, I guess, yesterday. Well, legally, he's on the birth certificate, so legally, he's obligated to pay the little bit of child support that he does have to pay. But, to question the paternity of the child is I don't believe the bullshit. I don't believe it at all. I mean, I know it's not true because with me that she had not met this man in person, this person in person. She had not met this individual in person. So, unless it was an immaculate conception, by him somehow. It's not, the child belongs to Chris, so it is a historical moment. But he's not been on here, Tiger Tommy's not been on here begging, so I'm happy about that. Thank you, kindness. Thank you, appreciate that. Yeah, I think that they're just doing that to piss Chris off. It seems to me like it's become an obsession to piss him off. And I don't agree with that either. Not to that extent, not when you begin to exploit your child over it to do it. Well, we've been given different stories. That was the other thing. I was given one story, someone else was given a different story. So I was told that she met this person in my life. Someone else was told that she met this person in a different way. Right, that's exactly the point. We have been fighting for her children to not be talked about, and then they throw this, into it to exploit them. And if anyone doesn't know what exploitation means, the definition is essentially it's the act of using and benefiting from a resource for that person's advantage. It could be treating someone unfairly in order to benefit from them. So, in this situation, it would be using a child to benefit themselves by, I guess, trying to piss Chris off. I don't know. You want to update on Chris, Sherry, or thank you, Railroad. Trucker B Rad, just a situation with the fake husband. Someone told me they thought that they had seen a marriage license posted, but I haven't seen anything like that. Yeah, yeah. I mean, he could very well do that, Central. But anybody could tell me, I told you so. But, this is the way I see it because my objective has always been, to help the children, make sure that the children were in a safe place away from that camper. They're happy, they attend school, they're able to live their life like other children. That was always my goal. And that's what is happening and has been happening since they left the camper. So I have peace with that. I'm happy about that. Right, Pixie, like he's not even coming on the app anymore. Thank you, Megatron. Appreciate that. I'm glad I got through this live. I honestly didn't know if I was going to be able to get through it because it was hard for me to start it. I gotcha, Jill. Yeah, that's I don't. Mm-mm. I'm not supporting stuff like that. Yeah, happy. He has a job. He's, making money, so no longer on this app begging, and that's what we all want. We still have work to do with SP, so this page has done its job, y'all. Is SP still on the app? Megatron, are you asking if SP is still on? No, she's not been on at all. And as a matter of fact, she jumped to YouTube after leaving TikTok. Watching her, the YouTube community that was involved with her when she took the money from Miss Diaz, the money that was supposed to be collecting to help Miss Diaz make that move to Texas. We had eyes everywhere. Regularly on YouTube. But the last I saw was, I think it was a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, not 2 weeks ago, not 2 weeks ago, not 2, and then ended that. So I'm sure she's still watching. She has a lot of time on her hands. The SP Blossom, I'm not sure if that was one of hers. And for those that didn't hear earlier, I did have someone else reach out to me recently who had Creole. Oh, and just in case y'all don't know, so Jen, who is someone that SP actually asked Jen for money, and Jen sent her $20. So she's reaching out to people who she covered and asking them for money. The only reason I ask is because the fake husband was also following a Jen Snark page. And as of today, they have deleted the Jen Snark page. They're no longer following that one. I tried to warn Nikki. I shared my concerns with her regarding the situation. Did it go private today? That's interesting. I don't think so. I don't think she's friends with her. I mean, we didn't talk like every day on the phone. My main job was helping them with, stopping SP from exploiting the children and helping her with guiding her through the protective order process and other things. So it isn't like, Nikki and I were like best buddies on the phone every day talking or anything like that. It was very business oriented. And, as I was supportive of her and I wanted the best for her. And I still do. I only want the best for her. SP next. Who would it really be? Oh, I bet. Yeah, a lot of people were. A lot of people believed in her. It hits you hard when you realize that someone that you cared about, you trusted, you believed in, was deceiving you that entire time. I've done my research. I'm not going to call them out unless I have to. They can go on their merry way, and I will mine. It was. Live to laugh. Are you asking what is Chris doing now? He's actually no longer begging on the app and working a job that is bringing in an income. So I'm happy about that. That was my concern exactly, Britt. For anyone to have that much control over someone who is vulnerable, and obviously has been in relationships before that were very controlling. Yeah, happy for me. It's just all a lie. Yeah, I've encouraged her many times to just